Okay, welcome back. Let's have PB Fintech, the intraday up. It's come off quite sharply. I mean, the day's high today with a 6% pop early on was 489, and it's lost about 20 rupees from there, from the opening gap, which we saw. But maybe a little bit of rub-off from the broader market as well, which is looking not supportive. It's down about 90 odd points or so. Futures premium has also come off with about 130 odd points as compared to 150 earlier. Now, the Finance Ministry has proposed changes to the Insurance Act and sought comments on the proposed amendments by the 15th of December, public feedback basically. And the big one that they're proposing is a composite license for life, health and general insurance. The regulator, Debashish Panda, also recently told us that he's in favor of such a composite license. To discuss this, we have Nilesh Sathe, former IRDAI member. We also have Shailaja Lal, partner, head of insurance practice at Shardul, Amarchand, Mangaldas and Company. Thank you very much, both of you, for being with us here. Prashant this side. Mr. Sathe, if I can start with you. So basically what this means is that with one license, you can start, all of the other businesses, right? If you're doing life, you can do, so you don't need to go back to the regulator for separate licenses or set up separate companies.
Yes.
Well, this seems big. My basic question is, if someone was so inclined to start a separate business, or life wanted to do general as well, would a mere approval, request for approval, or set up a new structure, would it have stopped them from doing it? So how big an impact is this composite license going to have, in your opinion, Mr. Sathe? Go on.
Yes, actually, this will have definitely a big impact on the insurance business because the Insurance Act 1938, which was amended on 23rd March 2015 and which was effective from 26th December 2014, actually there was an anomaly in that amendment itself, which said under subsection 7A that an insurance company means any insurer being a company limited by shares whose sole purpose is to carry on life insurance business or general insurance business or reinsurance business or health insurance business. Now see, with this or, they are not supposed to do other business other than life. If somebody wants a life insurance business, he can do only life insurance business. But what was happening, the general insurance companies were also doing health insurance business, although there was or, meaning thereby that they should be prohibited from doing health business, but they were doing health insurance business. So actually, by doing this amendment, government has actually helped the insurance industry in two ways. One is this anomaly has been removed, means a general insurance company can now officially do health insurance business. This is one. And second is by issuing composite license. Any life insurance company or a general insurance company, if they want to do other lines of business, like if life insurance company wants to do general insurance or health insurance, they can do it. So, if general insurance company wants to do life insurance as well as health insurance, they can do it, for which a composite license can be issued. Yeah. The existing companies, of course, will have to apply for a fresh composite license, in my opinion, because
Mr. Sathe,
whatever returns and everything, accounting, everything will have to be separate.
Right. Mr. Sathe, no, my question was, what is the incremental, so this formalizes what was already going on, health, general, etc. And so you've explained it very well, but the point is, if someone wanted to do, so you're saying that earlier a life insurer could not,
yes,
but they could always go to the insurer, get a separate license, and under a different company. Are you saying it was not
another license?
Okay, there was no question of
they were prohibited. Okay. Like a life insurance company was prohibited from doing general insurance business.
Sure.
And vice versa.
But
now it will be allowed.
But under a separate company? I mean, if you set up a separate structure, separate company?
No, same company. No. Same company. They don't have to...
No, earlier.
Go ahead with registering another company.
Earlier. If you set up a separate company and applied for a license to start another line of insurance under that, it was not allowed. If the promoters were the same, it was not allowed, you're saying?
No. If promoters want to do general insurance business and life insurance business, they have to form two separate companies. Now, under one company itself, they can do this business. This is what I mean. Like SBI has got SBI General as well as SBI Life.
Okay, let me put that to Shailaja. Shailaja, your thoughts. All I'm asking is, they could have done this under separate companies earlier. Now they can do it under the same company. So yes, if someone was so keen, they would have applied and got the approvals and started a separate company. So worry at the margin, because that's largely indicative of retail demand, etc. If goods are not being delivered to consumers, I mean, at the end of the day, B2B, which is, that is a segment which perhaps starts getting impacted, factory output, etc. As well. Well, the market is down, 90 points, 18,721 is where we are at. So a little bit of pressure for now, sustaining in the first hour of trade. We take another quick commercial break here. Mitesh will be with us for some technical trading ideas. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. For now, there's a 100-point dip. Should you buy the dip is the question. Let's put that to Mitesh. Mitesh, hi, good morning. Welcome back. What should one do?
Prashant, we actually in the morning spoke about buying this dip, but we haven't done that. The overbought readings on the hourly charts haven't yet gone away despite this 100-point cut, so waiting it out. I think the supports come around 18,670, 650 zone. Maybe actually we'll test them and then reverse. So I think another 50 points lower, we'll explore this. Having said that, I still have been trading with long bias. Polycap is something which we recommended as a BTST yesterday. Even now, with the breakout seeing good follow through, this one can be bought with a stop below 2640. Look for targets of 2750 on the upside. And in the metal name, National Aluminum is something which is of interest. It's just on the verge of giving a breakout. So it's a conditional buy. Wait for the stock to get past 79, then take a long with a stop at 77 for a target of around 85.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Mitesh. By the way, the index is down closer around 100 points. For the mid-cap index, there are plenty of stocks that are doing very well. HLE Glasscoat, that stock had corrected big time. I think it was half from the top. Today in the first hour, the volumes are very high and that's moved to the high point of the day. So keep an eye out on that one. We had TD Power a few days ago. The management joined it and they sounded rather optimistic about the growth prospects for the next 2 years. That one as well is moving higher on larger than expected volumes. But for the time being, let's shift focus to the commodity markets. Manisha Gupta is joining and tell us about that commodity that she's tracking. Morning, Manisha.
Morning, Nigel. It's all been about metals, but I do want to talk about the precious metals as well and what strong gains we saw in the month of November, and December has started on a very strong note yet again. So you are looking at gold prices trading at a 3-month highs. Prices already have gained up by 3% in this week, and we still have today's trading session as a day to left out as in sense of trade there. We're trading at around $1,800 per ounce, slightly below that in the Asian markets right now. But the point is that we did see prices hit an overnight high of $1,816 per ounce as well. On 3rd of November, the prices hit a near 2-year lows at around $1,618 per ounce. So in last 1 month itself, you have seen nearly $200 of a range come in for the gold prices and good going on the higher side in that case there. The markets are looking at support from various reasons there, and gold has seen the biggest one-day gain in 5 months is how it traded in the street yesterday. It is quite interesting on how there are physical and futures actually trading in a divergence there. If you look at the physical market buying, the trade has been slightly lower, $15 to $20 at a discount than futures. The future prices ran up because of the decline in US dollar, and that led to buyers actively initiating long future positions there. Remember, a lot of speculators and money managers have been short in case of gold. We've seen a lot of redemptions in case of ETFs as well come in. So there are some of those short calls being unwinded, and initiation of buying calls is what we are seeing into the market. Very strong on charts. If you look at the gold at around current levels of $1,800 per ounce, it's trading above its 50 days and 100 days and 200 days moving average as well. So everywhere that you look, there is a lot of support that we are seeing coming in case of gold. What is also supportive is 91% probability now that the Fed will hike rates by 50 basis points in December. That seems to be factoring in case of the gold prices there. The dollar index, as I mentioned, now trading below 105 is a 4-month lows, and that clearly has been supportive across board. What we are waiting for now is the US non-farm payroll data that comes in the evening. That would give you further direction on how the prices can move in the next week there. Well, that's about gold, and this is a report that came in from Credit Suisse saying that if the prices continue to stay above 1797, which they are right now, then it would open way for $1,877 per ounce. It does get stronger on charts going forward. That's about gold, but take a look at the silver prices, and we've seen strong gains onto that one. 64,000 is back in case of Indian markets there. The low for this current year has been 52,000. So good gains from those kind of lows. We're trading at a 6-month highs right now. Prices did gain 3% overnight and now are at 6% up in this week. Prices also did gain 15.5% for the month of November. So good going here. Within all the metals as well, copper continues to outperform, trading at a 2-week highs, and copper as well has posted the best monthly gain in the month of November since May 2021. Some bit of a profit taking coming in right now, but even with that, the prices are up by nearly 4% in this week.
Manisha, thank you very much for that. And the big fat Indian wedding season is also supporting the prices on gold as well as silver. But let's talk about the auto sector. The top 3 losers on the Nifty today are in the auto space. It's Eicher Motors, after that Bajaj Auto, which is down for the second day in a row, followed by M&M. So these are our stocks which are in the move at 10 a.m. Mangalam is here to tell us more about Eicher Motors and the miss that we've seen on Royal Enfield sales.
Well, it was indeed a miss on the Royal Enfield sales numbers. So the street was bracing itself for, good performance on the premium end. This time around, it wasn't the case for Royal Enfield. In fact, while year on year, the revenues grew, or rather, the units that they sold grew by around 37% to 70,766 units. The street was bracing itself for, unit sale of close to around 73,800 odd units. So 3,000 less bikes is what they've sold this time around. But, the silver lining, however, here is ICICI Securities says that new product launches from Royal Enfield actually aided RE gain 35 basis points in its market share. So it may so be that while the market is growing, they are growing faster than the market growth itself is slightly lower than anticipated, and that's perhaps because of the pickup in rural, etc., is much lower, and that is something that we'll be watching out for going forward. So Royal Enfield sales were a mild miss, but they did gain some market share, so we'll have to see how the other players perform here as well.
All right, Mangalam, thanks very much. 3% cut there. Divi's Laboratories is the other one which is in focus. Ekta is here to tell us why. Ekta, hi.
Thanks for that. Well, yes, there is a Morgan Stanley report which has come out for Divi's Labs. They have initiated with an underweight rating and a target price of 3,053 rupees. According to them, it is a strong business, but it is in a lean phase. Now, they've delivered strong shareholder returns over the past several years. However, the company now appears to be going through a lean growth phase, relatively slow EPS growth phase versus its historical trend. And this can probably drive the stock to underperform peers. Valuations also appear rich. Stock is trading at around 38.8 times FY23 estimated EPS and 34.3 times FY24 estimated EPS forecast. And however, some of the key positives with regards to what Morgan Stanley has pointed out is that Divi's Labs has a cash-rich balance sheet with around 3,340 crores of net cash as of Q2 FY23 and a capital-efficient business with 24 to 25% return on equity.
All right, thanks very much, Ekta, for that. That's Divi's, not very positive. Morgan on the stock. We'll take a quick break here. Now, yesterday, the Reserve Bank of India launched India's digital rupee. How can you get your digital rupee and how will it change life? My colleague Lata will be putting all your questions